believe we're going to be joined now by Ross Brawn. Ross, welcome. Doesn't seem to matter to you, does it? 4 stops or 2, the outcome is still the same.
Well, it just to get ourselves out of phase with the others, and you either do it by doing 4 stops, or as today we do it by 2 stops. Give Michael some free track, and you can see what he does.
It always seems to happen that he comes out and there is free track around. Now, you're not just rolling the dice and guessing there, are you? You know what you're doing.
Well, the numbers have got to stack up, and if we see an opportunity, then we go for it. And I say he's the master of it, and he makes us look good, because we just have to give him an opportunity, and away he goes.
Do you still admire those lightning quick laps that Michael can put in? I mean, Kimi's pulled in and he has thrown in 2 or 3 laps and almost decided the race there.
Well, that was a crucial part of the race for sure, and I was amazed we came out of the pits in front of Kimi, because our predictions were that we would come out just behind Kimi, but we're still in a very strong position because of the 2-stop strategy. So for Michael to come out in front of Kimi was fantastic, and really meant that it was difficult for Kimi to respond to that.
For those people who say, oh no, not that red team again, not that man Michael Schumacher again, what would you say to them?
Well, it's difficult. There's half the field who are delighted with what he's doing and half who don't like it, and that's the way it is. But it is history in the making. I mean, the guy is exceptional, and try and enjoy it for what it is, because I don't think it'll ever happen again.
Really? You think we're seeing an absolute one-off here, do you?
I think so. So maybe I'm biased.
How about your second driver? How about Rubens Barrichello? He had that wonderful victory here last year. I mean, are we getting to the stage in the season, Ross, where you're thinking, well, we might as well let Rubens have one now?
Well, there's no team tactics now, as you know, so whoever wins. And we had a long debate because Rubens was on a different strategy about how it would work out in the race. And both drivers agreed to race each other, but it didn't come to that. And unfortunately, Rubens got a little bit messy in the middle of the field at one stage. We managed to get him past Jensen in the pit stops, but Kimi was very quick today and couldn't respond to that. Rubens wanted a very aggressive strategy. He was up for a very aggressive strategy, but it just didn't quite work today.
What do you feel about your rivals today? Do you think they are getting closer to you, or is the gap as wide as ever, Ross?
No, I think quite close today. I think they're keeping us on our toes, and that's good. I mean, the thing is, it's a different rival each race, which is good for us for the constructors, because McLaren scored today. Last race it was Renault. Prior to that it's BAR. So from the constructors' point of view, it's great we've got all these different competitors, but they're keeping us honest, that's for sure.
Yeah, looking at that constructors' table, I get the feeling you might just keep that at the end of the season if you're very, very, very lucky, Ross. I'd like to have a word before you go about Silverstone, though. This place has a lot of critics. It seems to take a whacking every year we come here. What are your thoughts about Silverstone, the racetrack, and the British Grand Prix?
I think it's a classic racetrack. I mean, you saw the disappointment when we lost Spa, and the efforts that were made to get it back onto the Grand Prix calendar. And I don't think people would let Silverstone go that easily. It's a great racetrack, and tremendous atmosphere, tremendous history, and I think a lot of people will fight very hard before we lose Silverstone, me included.
And celebrations tonight, are you not getting blasé at all, or do you celebrate every victory as though it's going to be your last?
We do wonder if it's going to be our last, so it might surprise you, but we'll have a quiet night tonight, but tomorrow there's a little party in the factory. And then during the week we have a buffet lunch with all the guys, all the guys at the back of the factory who contributed to these successes. So, and that happens every Grand Prix. So, our luncheon bill's pretty expensive this year.
And does Ross pour some of that Rosso, some of that red wine as well?
I've been known to, yes.
You enjoy it. We'll see you in Germany. Thanks very much indeed for joining us. Thank you, Ross.
Hi, Dave.